So you ask yourself, how does this first chakra apply to me? What questions should I ask myself to find out if I'm leaking any energy? Ask yourself if you have any connection to your family, your biological family now, that is negative and that you fuel every day. Ask yourself. Nobody, huh? All right. And how much of your energy, how much of that memory do you finance every day? Ask yourself if there are belief patterns from your family that you really want to get rid of and you simply can't. I'll give you an example myself. I grew up in a very, very, very tight-knit family, and in the positive way. And my grandmother was a notorious cook. She never cooked small. She cooked big, and she cooked with not one. You know, she came from the school that if 2 is good, 13 is better. Okay, so when she would make anything, she'd load it with butter after frying it with lard, and it was so good. All right, but when you went over there, her routine was to load up your plate. You couldn't do this by yourself. You have to load up your plate, and she'd give it to you, and you ate that, and while you're eating it, you could feel yourself expanding and expanding, and then you lean back, and you say, Busha, I'm done. Busha is Polish for grandma. And she'd say, what? After I cooked all day? After I did this? And she loads it up again. And you start again, right? And it's like you pray to God, let me find another stomach, ASAP. And when I said to my mother, I said, when I have my own place, I will never, ever do that to anybody. So, I had a couple of friends over, and I'm having dinner with them, and after we finished dinner, and I said, is that all you're going to eat? After I cooked? And I got up and I said, wait a minute, I'll be right back. And I ran to the phone and I called my mother and I said, I'm possessed. She's in me. And I told my mother what I did. And my mother said, all right, let me ask you something. Did you actually put the food on their plate? And I said, no, I didn't do that. She said, oh, no, you're not possessed. She's just in your kitchen. Okay. So when you ask yourself about these beliefs, you want to find out about beliefs. Think about connecting to negative beliefs you hold about others. Let me give, how many of you have ever said to yourself, or to others, well, you know, really, I don't really personally believe that, but I grew up that way. So what is so powerful about that is you recognize, look at the spiritual interference of that. What you're actually saying is, on my journey to consciousness, I'm not all that sure I'm interested in it, because what it means is I have to take responsibility for the negative beliefs I have about others, instead of going through my first chakra and out of my mouth comes, they did this to me, therefore I am not responsible. Instead of saying, you know what, I am responsible. There's something about that negativity that appeals to me. You know, you have to take, and you can't blame your family anymore. Got it? Second chakra. This center of your body is one that is the control and power center in the physical world. Control and power. Physical power. It deals with sex, power, and money. Do you have any interest in those subjects? All right. Now, this center of your body, this is also, I want you to know, the center that is your center of weaponry. Okay? So it's literally your center of survival. Okay? And I think it's so incredible that this is the part we've designed our weapons to go around. We just sort of instinctively knew that. This is the center, obviously, of one-to-one relationships. And what I mean by that is anything from personal, emotional, to the way you work with strangers, to the way you connect with people that you work with professionally. It doesn't matter. This is your one-to-one center. And it's so intriguing. Now pay attention to the way people operate. When you meet somebody who you are nervous about in the power area, not in the self-esteem area, we'll get to that in a minute, but in the physical power area, somehow they either make you feel financially inadequate or they make you feel like physically they can control the territory you're on, you're going to cover yourself like this. You will cover this. You'll stand there like this. You won't do this. You'll do this. It's absolutely intriguing. You will cover the part of your body almost totally unintentionally. That tells you where you are leaking power. So pay attention to that, because your body language is not an accident. It's designed as a signal system. Very, very much so. So essentially, this is a very powerful power. All chakras are powerful. But this one has a particular kind of power that my sense, after all of these years, is quite frankly that all illness starts below the waist. If you hold the position, and I want to point out here that I do not hold the position that all illness comes from negativity. I don't believe that at all. And I think it's time that we seriously reevaluate that whole concept, because it's not true. Illness can be the consequence of a prayer, God, give me guidance. And it opens up a whole new pathway in your life. It can, illness can represent other processes that are going on deep within you. It's not only because you may not have liked your childhood, or you were so traumatized by the end of a relationship. I mean, let's proportion appropriately how powerful negativity is. But the areas of our body that tend to hold the most negativity are the first, second, and third, because what happens is, let's say well, let's go on into how we negatively lose power in the second chakra. This may sound like I'm talking about an issue that none of you can relate to, so I'm going to talk about the need to be in control. Yes, I thought so. All right. When you need to control somebody, the technique, what automatically happens is you begin to discharge energy from your second chakra, and you literally begin to penetrate this system. Now, it's no accident that the nature of this penetration is exactly like sexual penetration. You are literally attempting to control another person's energy field, and usually the other person returns the compliment with either an equal battle in which you have an adversarial relationship with someone, or where you have the aggressor and the victim kind of dynamic going on. Either way, you're going to lose energy, and the need to be in control is very territorial. And you know, have you ever seen the way animals mark their territory? It's by using, shall we say, the energy from this part of their body. They literally mark their territory. We have that instinct in us. But we mark our territory by the way we speak, by our attitude. We're attitude markers, okay? And you know, you want to test how territorial you are? Watch how you feel if you walk into your workplace and somebody's messed up your desk, or somebody has moved your files. Now, I could tell you on a, shall we say rational level, what's the matter with you? These papers weigh 2 ounces. This is just paper. It weighs 2 ounces. It's not paper to you. It's power, and it's power you've invested your circuits in, and that's all there's to it. And you lose a great deal of your sense of energy over that, because if you really thought about this, when you have controlling relationships, or the need to control people you fear losing, as in an emotional relationship, or where you are terrified that this person is going to change at a speed that doesn't include you, or just doesn't need you as much, that you are literally waging war 100% of the time of each day of your life?